Blake Walley, the New American Media. I am here in FDR Park in Philadelphia talking to some of the people out here gathering in support of Bernie or against the DNC, watching the implosion take place. So I wanted to ask, why do you think Bernie endorsed Hillary?
I think he did it because they probably threatened him with something. I don't know what, but I mean, you could tell from his endorsement, it wasn't the most enthusiastic thing ever. It was more like he was doing it because it's like he had to.
What do you think about Bernie endorsing Hillary?
Well, at first it was like, oh my God, did he drop out just now? Did he concede to her? Because the wording he used was really like kind of muddy. And then after a little bit, after like about 24 hours, I was like, okay, maybe not, because he didn't hand over any lists or whatnot. But other than that, it kind of upset me, but I expected it at the same time. I didn't think it would be as bad as it was, though. I will say that.
Why do you think Bernie endorsed Hillary?
Was forced to.
So you think he was bribed or maybe threatened?
Threatened is what I think, or if he really could, he wanted to give a speech. I don't know, I wouldn't have done it.
No, I'm moving on to Jill Stein. If he's not on the ballot, then it'll be Jill Stein. So that's kind of up to superdelegates to decide now.
Oh, well, here's your voice. You're obviously a Bernie guy. Is there something you'd like to tell Bernie because he's listening?
I told him already. I said thank you. That's it.
Are you not upset about him endorsing Hillary at all?
Wow. No,
You think he was paid off or threatened?
No, I believe he just knows if he wants to stay relevant and not be, pretty much ostracized within Congress, he's got to work with them.
Well, he's out of it. Is he retired?
He hasn't said.
He's got nothing to lose. He's never really been a part of the Democrat Party. He's an independent.
Yeah.
So he owes them nothing, and they've obviously cheated him now that the email scandal's been broken open.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why it's like all these different things is why I'll never support her. So, if he feels that he's most useful, backing that's on him. I can't speak for him. So all I know is I don't have to work with him, so I'm not going to give him my vote.
What do you think about Bernie endorsing Hillary?
You want that one?
Oh, that's a tough
Whoever
one.
doesn't matter.
That's a really tough one, I think, to be in the party and be on the floor of the convention. It's a job he had to do. I don't think it was his choice. And if you listen to him this morning talk about how if Hillary gets the nod, we should all vote for Hillary, he was almost booed off his own stage. Right. We are not voting for Hillary. We're not voting for Trump. We're prepared for President Trump. That's not what we want. But we're prepared for it because we won't vote for Hillary.
We'll take a bullet for Bernie, but we won't vote for Hillary for Bernie, for anybody.
I had credentials. I was at the RNC, but the DNC wouldn't give me any credentials, so I'm not going to show up anyway and do what I get. So, they won't let me in the media room. Yeah, I do. So, still do plenty of journalism to do out on the street.
While Hillary is not a real Democrat and she pushes for things that are much more on the right side of things than Bernie, she is still a Democrat and therefore accepts certain truths that the Republicans completely deny, such as, global warming and the fact that, some things are wrong with the country as opposed to, just different priorities. And so even just having a Democrat in the office where she's pushed to have a Democratic agenda is better than having, someone like Trump who just,
Oh, really?
oblivious in their little bubble.
Okay, so you think that the Bernie people should join the dark side with Hillary instead of taking Trump or a third party?
No, I think we should go to the third party. The founding fathers never wanted us to have two-party system because they knew that it would be easier to corrupt.
A united party has more of a chance of beating Trump than a party that's divided between Hillary and Bernie. So I think, personally, my personal opinion, is that he tried to draw his supporters towards Hillary to get more votes for Hillary so that we can beat Trump in the election.
But it's not working.
But it's not working because we have huge divides in the party, as being shown in our streets when there's a lot of still Bernie, never Hillary folks out here claiming their allegiance to Bernie and to Jill Stein and breaking from the Democratic establishment.
Can you give us a brief explanation of what that is?
It's
like a nice big slip.
It's cedarwood sage and lavender, and the metaphysical and energetic properties of it is to clear negative energy and space and to ground things and create a positive space.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yep. So what it's used for, it's been used by indigenous tribes all around the world, people all around the world for centuries to cleanse space and to create peace.
That's cool. That's good stuff. What is that?
This right here, this is sage, cedarwood, and lavender.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
I still support Bernie. I don't think he's a sellout because I feel like he was in a, stuck in a hard place because he has to go back to work with these people in this, in Congress.
Isn't he retiring? I'm sorry. I'm not 100%.
No, I haven't heard anything about him retiring.
I thought he was going to step down, but he's going to run for president because the Democrats had nobody else to even throw at him. Because he's an independent. He owes the party nothing. So that's
Yeah, well, from what I've heard from his interviews, he ran basically because he didn't see any progressive running. He was not going to run if Elizabeth Warren ran, but since she did not run, he was like, well, there's no one else that's going to do it, so let me do it.
Do you think his supporters should listen to him, or do you then join the dark side, or should they find another candidate?
I would normally say F no, but I don't know if this is I can actually curse on this, but,
yeah, go ahead.
So fuck no, because Hillary is still I personally believe that, but I personally believe she's worse than Trump. Where Trump is outwardly hateful, Hillary is kind of behind the doors hateful.
Do you want to experience it?
Sure. Yeah, anything you'd like to tell Bernie if he's out there listening?
Yes. Get out of the Democratic
Please
Party.
join the third party. Go green and join Jill Stein. We'd love to do and vote for that.
And we'll vote for you if you do that.
What do you think? Has she picked a running mate yet, or can she pick Bernie?
She would like to have Bernie, so she's offered it to him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, twice.
Yes.
She said she's ready again to, when this is done, he can join with her, and we wish he would.
Even after he endorsed Hillary, that still didn't make me want to vote for her. Just because he endorsed her, it's not going to change my mind. I wasn't planning on voting for her at all.
All right, I'd just like to say that, well, this here is saying against Clinton and Trump. It's not necessarily for Bernie. I don't believe people should be writing in Bernie. I believe that if anything, we should be voting for third parties. And even if a third party doesn't actually make it, what's extremely important is getting enough percentage of the vote for the third parties for them to achieve minor party recognition. It increases ballot access for down-ticket candidates in both the Green and Libertarian Party. Right here in Pennsylvania, neither the Greens or the Libertarians are recognized as a minor party. They need to have at least 5% of the vote to be able to be recognized in a national election. So if we can get Jill Stein and hopefully both Gary Johnson that 5% this election, then that will increase the chances for third-party candidates up and down the party ticket to be able to be there.
But I do think that people should be pushing for the 5% that the third party needs to have proper representation and federal funding overall, so they can be on more ballots.
Right, I agree with you. I think it's like 15% in 5 national polls just to make the debates. Yeah, make it almost impossible for them to get a voice out there.
Even if he doesn't become the president, he's done so much to make the younger generations politically aware and active and pushing them to move forward as Democrats in the future, and also just to push Hillary Clinton's agenda far, far more to the left than she would have been otherwise. Do
you think that's the way we need to go, is to the left, or get outside the box?
Whatever Europe's doing.
Well, that's interesting because you got the Brexit, and then you might see other countries following suit. So they're kind of going from that sort of big...
Sorry, can I clarify? Whatever Scandinavia is doing.
I think Sweden might be popping out of there too. It might be a lot of countries bailing and being more independent because they're not.
They still have the highest rate of happiness in the entire world. That might be going down right now. And also Finland has the best education in the world. So if we can take some clues from them, I think we can just be overall better. Everybody has their problems, but we certainly have more than Sweden right now.
What about Switzerland?
Switzerland's dope.
Okay, that's totally different, but it's still doing very successful. Kind of a small government, different policy, maybe. We'll look into it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll look into it. All right, so is there anything you want to tell Hillary or the DNC, Debbie, or anybody?
Step down, both of you. You're corrupt.
If I had something to say to Hillary.
Or DNC Debbie, or the DNC in general.
Debbie and Hillary are disappointments to women everywhere. They're a disappointment to Democrats everywhere, and they should be ashamed of themselves. However, they are just humans, so, who knows what situations they were put in, but they should be ashamed of themselves.
If you found out they weren't human, would you be surprised? Like it was like V and they took off their human masks and they were actually like lizards or robots?
I believe that Hillary might be a robot constructed like the Hillary 3000. However, I do think that Debbie's a real person. Maybe it's just because of her curly hair, but I can kind of relate to her.
She's a useful idiot. They kind of use her.
She's definitely a pawn. Yeah. I mean, they found somebody who was already kind of in works with the DNC and was like, hey, I need you to be super gung-ho about Hillary, but just keep it on the hush-hush. Yeah. Yeah, and then she at the end after this convention, she's going to resign and she's going to become. That's just kind of her collateral. They were like, "Hey, we'll let you do real work if you just kind of fudge all this stuff for us."
Right. And she was pretty much just working for her the whole time, anyway.
Oh, I mean, obviously. I mean, we all knew that, but the world didn't. So that's just kind of where the problem lies.
So screw you, DNC. Screw you, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Screw you, Hillary, and screw you, everyone on Hillary's campaign.
Forgot what my last question was. That was video editing.
Snapping, but I was in the moment, so
yeah.
I didn't care.
They were live. No,
well, you were seemingly riled up with just the press in general.
You're telling people all these flags, violent encounters with the police. You're fucking liars. You're liars, and you're part of the reason why Hillary is the goddamn nominee. You're the reason. Oh, the press is the reason. You're the fucking reason. I heard you say that guy. Oh, flags were being burned. One goddamn flag was burned. You'll fucking blow that. And I said that's all the press will put on TV.
Yeah, well, you were seemingly riled up with just the press in general. So
I am with the press in general because
well, we can talk about it on the camera.
Sure.
Can you tell me about some of the flags being burned?
There was one flag burnt, and that was the communist.
And I'm curious about the black and red flags here. What are those flags?
Anarcho-socialists. I don't have to. I don't answer questions to you people. Okay?
We like to give everyone a voice and hear.
You're full of shit. You fucking lie.
Who's that? Look it up, goddammit. Who's that guy? Ignorance is not an excuse. It's what's destroying our fucking country.
Are you on the white supremacist side? The press is helping to destroy this country.
We're willing to talk to anyone.
Yeah, cherry pick what you fucking say, too. No, nothing's my stuff's not going to be chopped up. You're going to cherry pick like the mainstream media and just.
Sometimes
make it sound like I was representing something other than what I was.
No, I mean, I have that video, and I was wondering what I should do with it, because I wasn't sure, because as we were going, because I was asking you, like, who, that outfit they were with, or who, you were very upset that they were
One American News Network.
Representing you. Or
anyone here who wants to be interviewed, we'll talk to you.
Are you racist? We don't need you here. Don't talk to the press. Don't talk to the press. Don't talk to the press. Nothing's my stuff's not going to be chopped up. You're going to cherry pick like the mainstream media and just.
Sometimes
make it sound like I was representing something other than what I was.
No, I mean, I have that video, and I was wondering what I should do with it, because I wasn't sure, because as we were going, because I was asking you, like, who, that outfit they were with. What outfit are these guys with?
You just got to twist it.
What outfit are these guys with?
I don't know, USA One or some crap.
USA Today or something? Okay, USA One?
No, I already told USA Today off over there.
Right.
That's right, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Go away.
There's a lot of alternative outlets. I'm just trying to figure out who they're with.
I heard him say to the kid he was interviewing, all these flags being burned, this violence with the police, he was fucking making shit up.
Oh, okay.
What?
There was a flag on the road.
One flag. I was there. I know. I was with the guy that burnt it. Fuck Bernie Sanders. Fuck the press. Fuck the press.
And you were just like, down with the press.
No, what happened was I saw the guy start to interview this kid, and I knew this was going to happen after the flag burning. And the first thing he opens with, all these flags are getting burned, there's been aggression towards the police, can you tell me what you know about that? And so I'm like, see, I knew they were going to spin it like that. So when he was done with his interview, I said, the press is part of the problem. The press is part of the reason why we have Hillary.
Okay, gotcha.
The people that I argue with on social media never get off their couch. And after a while, you're just like, wait a minute, I feel like I'm debating with the television. You know what? You need to shut off that TV, get off your butt, and get down here and see what's really happening.
Hillary supporters right there.
Oh, that's right.
Hillary for jail for prison! Hillary for prison!
still people that have the right to be here. Will you help us keep this civil? Sure. All right, let's do it right now.
See?
All right, I guess some people walking.
Yeah.
Where you want to share this?
I didn't insult you. I didn't insult you.
What's your name in town? I want to make sure I get it. And why did you just insult you just doing? Did you recognize that James O'Keefe in the blue shirt? I don't know what he's doing. Oh, that's Daniel's convention.
Will you help us keep this civil?
It's great. You're doing great. Actually, it's unplugged the mic, so I'm not interviewing anybody.
You gotta fight for what you believe in. You can't be scared. You have to.
I couldn't do it without her.
Don't even be scared of Trump.
I want Trump to lose. That's why I'm voting for Hillary.
We don't have terrorists.
Oh man, can I have one? I can burn it.
You guys want to talk? Or,
yeah, sure.
Sure, interview?
Sure. Let me light a cigarette real quick.
Sure, no problem.
Sorry, I'm a chimney.
No worries. Right.
I like the rose though.
Yeah, it kind of completes the look. I don't know.
It does. It's a little accent. I like it. Yeah.
Like, I mean, even though it's the Bernie thing, and I'm like, Bernie doesn't like Palestine. I have to ruin everything with my rude politics.
Yeah.
No, I mean the fact that not all party members are supporting Hillary Clinton, the Democratic choice. Well, there's not.
I think that Debbie Wasserman Schultz is, she supported Hillary Clinton, and that's what's, really telling. I mean, that's really important. I mean, I don't know why people are so concerned. Clearly, Hillary Clinton won the nomination. She has the support of, the people who are in charge of the party, and that's what matters.
No, but Bernie loves you. He doesn't love Palestine.
I don't know if they're ready.
Flip the flag. Ugh.
I think these people who are still supporting Bernie need to get over it. He didn't get it. Move on.
I think they need to move on. It's time. I mean, at this point, what difference does it make? We are here. We are the nominee. Let's win this thing. We can defeat Trump. And she's the first female president. We can break the glass ceiling. We care about pro-choice issues, women's issues, workplace equality issues. She's the candidate for the job.
We're the Zionists at. Let me get one of them Israeli flags.
They're not giving you one. I promise you that.
I guarantee you that.
They're not giving me one either, probably.
Guilty by association. Yeah. The pedal fell off. Oh well.
Are you worried though that their party is not all unified with Hillary?
I mean, the Republican Party is also disunified, but Hillary is far more qualified candidate, far more stable candidate, and that's why we're voting for, and that's why we're walking around the convention with this sign. And apparently, people don't like it. Someone attacked us earlier, but we're here.
Who are you guys with, and what do you represent?
We are with ourselves. We are actually with a contingent. We are just socialists who are out here wanting to make our presence known.
Well, yeah, there should be some kind of confusion because some people were saying whether there was just confusion, whether it was communism or socialism, or I think it was anarcho-socialism, and someone was yelling at a reporter for do your research, you don't know what that is.
I'm curious about the black and red flags here. What are those flags?
Anarcho-socialist, dude. I don't answer questions from people, okay?
We like to give everyone a voice and hear.
You're full of shit! You're fucking lie!
Who's that? Look it up, goddammit. Who's that guy? Ignorance is not an excuse. It's what's destroying our fucking country.
Whose side are you on, the white supremacist side?
So we thought we'd come and actually ask and figure it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Educate everybody on what the philosophy is.
Yeah.
Socialism is state-stage communism.
Yeah. And anarcho-socialism isn't a real thing. I don't know who said that. That was a very bad idea.
Anarcho-socialist, dude. I don't answer questions from people, okay?
We like to give everyone a voice and hear.
You're full of shit! You're fucking lie!
Who's that? Look it up, goddammit.
Who's that guy?
Ignorance is not an excuse. It's what's destroying our fucking
Whose side
culture.
are you on, the white supremacist side?
Wow, that's ideologically unsound to begin with. Anarcho-communism is a very real thing, and it's usually late-stage communism.
It's the goal of communism. Anarcho-communism is late-stage communism. It's after the state begins to fade away.
Right.
The eventual elimination of a state to no longer have states and borders and militaries because we won't be fighting anymore.
Okay.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like the last days of East Germany.
No. It's the goal in a world where we don't have states.
Right.
So like kind of a one world thing, like the old one world conspiracy theory, one world government.
The government.
The government thing is a problem because under late stage communism there won't be a government. There won't be a need for one.
Okay, so
So it's a means to the end.
socialism is a means to an end. Communism is the end.
Well, they grabbed the sign and I fell to the ground, but this is actually our second sign. Someone stole the first one earlier.
When the Communist Manifesto was written, what Marx and Engels defined was a dictatorship of the proletariat that would slowly whittle away.
So we're here and we're proud of our campaign.
Overall, would you say
I'd say people are very nice. People offer us water. Thank you for the water.
Oh, absolutely. Anything we can do to make you comfortable.
But some people have said some terrible things about women, and that's been very offensive. Yes, people have been saying awful things.
We can go over the footage
They
later.
called Hillary a C word earlier before I met you.
Socialism is the transitory period. So as we see more and more nations become socialist, it opens the opportunity for cooperation. As we eliminate states, we see more cooperation building because capitalism is inherently built on the ideas that racism, misogyny, xenophobia, transphobia, queerphobia are all positives because they are designed by, capitalism was inherently designed as a system by cisgendered heterosexual white men. It's a fact. And to an extent, that has been what's allowed them to benefit from this system.
So it was a little disturbing.
Break the glass ceiling! Break the glass ceiling!
This is a small viewpoint of what happens in this nation. They can't take care of people here right at the freaking convention. What makes us think they're going to take care of people in this country? It's not going to happen.
I think it's just corruption, like big banking families, the Federal Reserves, stuff like that. More like a corruption, like gone from a free market capitalism to what we call the crony capitalism that we have today, where it's Wall Street and mixed with the government, and it's crony. It's all working together. It's almost fascistic in a way.
Free market capitalism somebody still has to lose in that system because there are still business owners that profit off of other people's labor, and they did not earn that labor. They are exploiting their workers.
When you're marching that much, you gotta get a Philadelphia treat you can't get anywhere else. Philly water ice. It's like at cheesesteaks. You gotta try it at least once. Come on, get free sample. I got coconut, I got pineapple, and I got chicken. I got coconut, pineapple, and I got cherry.
That sounds delightful, baby.
Come on and try it out.
It happened with the United States, where we had big industrialists, working the railroads or other corporations that exploited their workers, and it led to the rise of the unions, and so they got paid more rather than working 60 hours a week for nothing. They do the same thing now in China.
I'm actually really glad you brought up unions because unions are like a huge advantage. Unions are entirely built by communists originally. Like we see it all the way back to the Haymarket Square riots where we earned our 8-hour workday. It wasn't liberalism and voting that got us our 8-hour workday. It was taking to the streets and fighting for it.
Duping delight is when people feel like they're really getting away with something, and they end up smiling because they feel like they're getting away with something. I'm not saying that you are or not.
Who are you getting paid by to?
Have you guys seen any other?
Derail us?
I'm a volunteer. I flew here from New Orleans to be a part of the process, and I've been doing a documentary about my journey, of which this is the culmination. since I drove from Tucson to Milwaukee.
Great.
Let me ask you another question. We'll switch gears a little bit. So you got the East Germany hat. Just hypothetical, would you guys, and I'm not sure, do you subscribe to the communist philosophy? Is that like something you're think it's a good thing, or in theory? Well, would you rather, say, live in Stalinist Russia, East Germany, I don't know, Cuba, or the United States?
I would love to go to Cuba right now. If I could go to Cuba right now, I would go to Cuba.
Maybe right now, but like maybe during the whole, Fidel Castro regime, like the height of it.
The Fidel Castro regime was under strict economic sanctions by the United States. I can guarantee you that if it weren't for the fact that the U.S. was constantly trying to undermine them, they would have been a lot more successful almost immediately. And they still, to this day, are under harsh economic sanctions by the United States and by the U.S.'s allies, and they aren't being allowed to flourish. But
that is a good point. What do you want people to know about this?
Ultimately, it's been read by great thinkers, like you see on the back, Thoreau, Emerson, Gandhi. Nelson Mandela memorized the entire Gita. And ultimately, it teaches, if people are able to assimilate these teachings, it teaches how there can be real unity, real peace through a higher consciousness on this planet. So ultimately, if people learn to see through the eyes of the Gita, then there'll be no need for, oh, this person's white, this person's black, because then you can understand that we're all souls. And on that platform, it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside, because we know the inside.
We found both of the Hillary supporters. They're right here.
Hillary!
Have you seen any more supporters?
Hillary!
Hillary!
President!
Hillary!
What I will say for the USSR that I can't say for the US is that after the USSR destroyed East Germany, they also helped rebuild East Germany, whereas after the US destroyed countries like Afghanistan, we did absolutely nothing to help rebuild.
Right.
I put some McDonald's and some Walmarts in. Okay.
That's actually probably right. I mean, if we're being honest, yeah, that's what happened.
They are paid!
Break the
They are paid!
Break the
glass! They are paid! They are paid! They are paid! They are paid! They are paid!
If Bill Clinton signed a crime bill that destroyed black communities throughout this country, why shouldn't he be held accountable? And why shouldn't Hillary be held accountable on joint venture laws? It makes no sense. And all I keep getting is that's politics. Are you kidding me?
A Marxist business would be the workers own the shares in the company, not some CEO who doesn't do any of the work, but the workers themselves would get the money the profit from the business.
And we can already see examples of that in the US with things like co-ops, where workers are owning everything that they're making, and it's workers owned co-ops.
That's good.
That'll hopefully translate to the large scale.
But has this process worked where they're in these other communist examples, these countries, where the workers were really thriving really well?
Venezuela
before the U.S.
Before the collapse?
Before Clinton.
Yeah.
Before the global recession and Clinton.
The average person did really well, making their high wages.
They were under capitalism.
Significantly better than they were before.
Under the exploitation of crony capitalism, probably.
They were doing a lot better than they were under capitalism, and that's.
Oh, that may be. I'm not
an example.
debating that. I just want to know where there. I haven't seen an example of where there's a thriving population under a communist regime.
We also try our best to suppress every socialist government.
Right.
So it's really hard to find an example when the U.S. and the U.S. allies are doing their best to keep these governments from thriving.
We want to see all the emails. We can't wait for Russia and WikiLeaks. How about those Wall Street transcripts? You really are with her. Oh, I thought it was a fake sign.
No, it's real. No, it's real.
No, I thought it was. Oh, you're paid to do this.
I don't know.
So who should who would you want to run everything if we were going to be under a communist system?
The people.
People. But usually it's run under kind of a dictators and kind of an oligarchy, isn't it?
No.
No. Inner Circle, Stalin.
The party. I mean,
have they all been running? Has every communist regime been run under like a Castro or a Mao Zedong or a Stalin?
Hugo Chavez had 15 elections while he was president. He had one every year, and
I think during the last election, it didn't seem like the people were kind of poor, but they looked up to him because he gave them, free blankets and food, and that was like a big deal. But it's kind of like you're weakening everybody, and then to the point where they're looking for handouts, and like you're the nice guy that's letting them live.
That's
and,
not what he
right.
did. That's not what he did.
Towards the end.
Not towards the end. Towards the end, the U.S. government intentionally undermined them. So the idea that, he just manipulated his people by giving them free stuff completely disregards the fact that the U.S. government was involved in destroying the Venezuelan economy by driving a wedge between Chavez and his advisor team and all their allies.
And it ignores the fact that the GDP grew 12% every year up until 2009, when it took a 3% hit during the global recession.
What do you think about the emails that were leaked? Do you have an opinion on that?
Everybody has hiccups every once in a while, and
Hiccups? It was a hiccup. I mean, emails that were leaked. Debbie Wasserman Schultz had to resign.
What difference does it make?
It doesn't. That's Hillary's line. What difference does that make?
Yeah.
It doesn't make a difference.
What difference does it make?
That they were intentionally trying to steal the election? It was admitted?
What difference does it make?
See, who do you want to rule if we went to communism? Because you'd have to have somebody, obviously, that you would trust to run the country. So is there any...
No, we don't.
Right.
We have the dictatorship of the proletariat. It's ruled by the people.
Yeah,
the people, workers.
This hasn't worked yet, but there hasn't been there's usually been like one prominent leader for every communist regime. There hasn't been like a conglomerate of direct democracy or anything. Yeah.
You have an opinion, sir?
We have to support her because we have to beat Trump. And I think she's the best candidate to do it. And I'll have the last laugh when she wins.
You're going to have a real breakthrough.
In the leaked emails?
What's that?
The leaked emails. That they were intentionally trying to steal the election.
No, I mean, I think
from Bernie.
we've got a new
And I'm not
chairwoman
biased,
now.
by the way.
We've got a new chairwoman now, and I think we'll get beyond that.
What happens is the dictatorship of the proletariat withers away as the proletariat withers away.
In theory, has it happened?
No, but every socialist country gets choked by the United States, so it's kind of hard to make that assumption.
Okay, we'll get beyond that. Yeah. But do you think the election was stolen from Bernie? That's what these people feel. Do you feel that way?
I don't think so. I think voter fraud is a right-wing myth propagated to try to...
Strong words there.
It is.
So communism in theory would work if we didn't have United States. Right, no, I'm just saying it would if the United States wasn't...
it would work without interventionist policies.
Right, without interventionism, communism would be perfectly successful.
So...
Pretty nice, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty colorful.
Compliments her.
I don't know, it kind of makes her look like...
I think she looks really pretty.
Like a rising red sun behind her?
Yep.
Yeah.
She looks like Sharon Stone here.
A little bit.
The turtleneck thing, I'm not sure if I'm happy with that.
They're a queen of the Hunger Games right there.
There you go.
Nobody wants to live under Stalin, but people would want to live like they are part of the decision-making team and they get to rule over the rest. As long as they're like in the club, then it seems okay.
There is no club. Like that under true communism, there is no
I
club.
definitely wouldn't mind living under Lenin. That was...
Oh, I would have loved to live under Lenin.
Yeah.
You know what?
Very different situation.
Yeah, totally different. Let me live under Lenin. That's perfect. Send me back. I'll live my life.
We'll send you back so we get to do it over and we get to go in under the Lenin regime rather than the 20th, 21st century America.
I'm going to say that really the death of Lenin was a big turning point for the USSR and a huge problem.
It was a huge problem.
If he hadn't had a stroke, things might have gone a little differently, but, you know.
Did he murder a lot of people, though? Or am I wrong?
Well, it was a revolution. People die.
People die in revolutions. Revolutions are violent. That's just how that's the nature of revolution.
Witnessed a publicity stunt there with James O'Keefe, Project Veritas, author of Breakthrough. It's pretty funny, posing as a Hillary supporter.
How many people? How many people?
That was both of them. We were wondering, were they Hillary people, aren't we? We found both of them, and they weren't actually supporters. So yeah, Mike was asking me, "Oh, we got to go find there's a couple Hillary supporters. Let's go check it out." Just gather around, and yeah, it turns out I was like, "Wait a second, isn't it James O'Keefe?" Yeah, it was.
I think some people
cover
caught on.
was kind of being blown. They thought they were using some sort of right-wing plant, but yeah, no, I didn't want to totally blow his cover, even though I asked him if he was making a real breakthrough. So anyway, good times.
They had, the only thing that the Southern.
I already heard you say you're Trump supporters, so I would prefer you didn't.
The only thing.
We're just trying to, understand, get their perspective.
Right.
Exactly. It's all civil communication. We're having a good discussion, right?
The only.
All right, I appreciate your time, guys. It was a good chat. Full communism.
German.
It's Palestine.
No.
Palestine. I collect memorabilia.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Parting words, parting advice.
Yeah, everyone should chant Hare Krishna. Make him happy.
Hare Krishna.
Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Yeah, we're
All
monks.
right.
Yeah, take care, man.
Good enough.
Nice
Thank
to meet you, man.
Me too.
Yeah.
Mikey, this is South Philly, right? This is South Philly. We're getting to the area. It's a big march over that way. Dude, you got... All right, Mike and I, little cheers. Mike is from Philly, so he's got that mustard on there. It's like a Philly tradition here.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, this corruption's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, this corruption's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, this corruption's got to go.
If the election were held today, if you had to vote for Hillary or Donald Trump, who would you vote for?
None of them.
It's too easy, right? I'll let you off the hook here. All right, how about this? What would it take for them to earn your vote? What would it take for Donald to win your vote?
Oh no, he will never have my vote.
Like, let's say if he walked something back, like if he said, I'm really sorry about that time. I did the escalator and I said that thing about the wall and the Mexican. Right.
Never, ever. I'm a Latina and I will never vote for him.
So you're in a room and it's a deciding vote. You got to pick one one or the other, and you have to live with it.
That's the problem.
All right. Okay, what would Hillary have to do?
Well, she's not going to have my vote.
Sorry, I'm so phony. I'll start doing press conferences. I'm sorry about all the stuff that happened with the DNC and the emails and the scandals. Would you please forgive me and vote for me? Would you do it?
No. I will have an answer maybe. I will be like, okay, if you release the transcripts, finally, I may think about it.
Okay. All right, fair enough. So that's okay.
She's not going to do it, so I'm not going to vote for her.
That is true. Okay.
Nonviolent action. Nonviolent action. Gives the people hope. Gives the people hope. Gotta give 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 the people hope.
Why don't you tell us about what you've got here? I like the sign here too. The Demex. Can you tell us about the Demex?
Yes, tomorrow we are doing a massive, we just want to drop out of the Democratic Party. We don't want this. This is not for us. They rigged the election. They don't need us. They need to just, go and rig the election again. If they're so afraid of Donald Trump, why don't you do the same thing? Just go and steal the election again. I'm not going to vote for her, and the Democratic Party is dead to us.
Hey, hey, ho, ho. Superdelegates got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Superdelegates got to go.
We're going to build something else. We have a strong movement, and we're just going to keep going to elect a brand new Congress and new people in the government that work for us.
Sounds good. So tell us about the you're handing out cards.
Yes, for a brand new Congress. It's a new movement. We're using the grassroots organization that we used for the Bernie campaign. It's all Bernie volunteers and staffers, and we want to create a brand new Congress in 2018. Normal people like you and me, we just want to elect people that are not paid for corporations. We need to take money out of politics. We need to end superdelegates, but I think we need a government that works for us, so we're just going to elect new people in the Congress to change the system. And this is the best moment to do it, you know? We're angry at the system, but we need to take steps to change the system.
I said money ain't speech, corporations are people. Money ain't speech, corporations are people. Democracy's free, the movement's coming to you. Democracy's free, the movement's coming to you.
We actually need to organize on the local level. We need to organize in cities like Miami, like wherever you are.
Are you from Miami?
Yes. So we need to organize volunteers the same way we did for Bernie. We need to organize. Everyone has to go out and make sure they know that we're coming from them. And we got into the WikiLeaks, so they know we're coming. BrandNewCongress.org.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Did I give you a card, right? If the election were held tonight and you had to choose between Trump and Hillary Clinton, who would you pick and why?
If you put a gun to my head and there were no other candidates and it was just Trump and Hillary, I would vote for Hillary.
Really? Why is that?
Well, you know, I can't say on camera the other man because I think my mother would see me saying this would just kill over and die because she's so rabidly supportive of Hillary and she's a boomer and I don't want to see my mother die.
Election fraud! Election fraud! Election fraud! Election fraud! Election fraud! Election fraud! Election fraud!
What would Donald have to do to gain your vote or your mom?
Kill himself and appoint a new vice president.
Not a big fan of Mike Pence.
I think that he probably started running as a publicity stunt, and then that publicity stunt backfired on him, and now he is very nervous that he might actually become the president of the United States.
There he comes.
What's this guy?
There he is. There they are.
Like it.
People who say that this is a fringe movement, future.
I think this election is a circus. It's a cool, it's true, it's kind of a circus, but the circus isn't out here, it's in there.
Election fraud! Election fraud! Election fraud! Election fraud!
You know, this is we have to do this because we have to draw attention to the fact that this election has kind of been stolen. Corporate control, the party was not fair at all to Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders is a stronger candidate in the general election because of so many Americans are independents.
Throwing balloons.
What's the people say?
They're throwing water balloons, and all of a sudden, who knows? I think it's water. And then just people started running, and the cops started moving in. Why are you burning an American flag? You want to be on camera? Why are you burning an American flag? What are you doing there?
I protected free speech and it's legal.
I'm just asking you. I'm just asking.
Why aren't you?
I'm just asking you why you're burning a flag. You can tell us.
The cop just took
Yeah.
it, so there it is. That's
Hey Luke, do you know what that was in the balloons? Why did I start running? They opened the door. Oh, somebody opened the door. Okay. I'm surprised you found me. Oops, sorry. Guess they were trying to get out of the gate or something.
The rest of the people throwing the water balloons. A couple people snuck in.
Wow.
Press shit down! Press shit down! Press shit down! Press shit down!
Let me cover up my name. I'm a delegate, so I gotta.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because there could be a small fire. So why do you let the small fire happen? Don't be trolled by the symbolism and just let it go, okay? Let some breathing room, give the people some breathing room, let them exercise their First Amendment rights. Once again, my name's Herman Supreme. Please step back so you don't get burned.
Yes. Push that guy. Right, just don't stand in it. You can watch it, just don't stand in it. No, get your hands in. Nice shot.
Step back.
Guys, come on.
Touch him. Yo. Let's make some space for my brother. Let's make some space for my brother.
Listen up.
Step back. I will step back.
But it's a drama, so let's just
Yeah, I know,
Hey guys, give it down. Step back a little. Step back a little. Also, someone step back. Come on, more space. Give it breathing room. Come on, guys. Breathing room. Hey, Matt. Right. Well, maybe it's nice. Hey, excuse me, maybe it's not so safe to light it up just here. I'm just saying that.
You know,
until it
seems
comes down.
pretty safe to me. Let's take a vote. Do it.
Just might not be safe. I mean, if it seems like it'd be safe.
It's a dictator now, I guess.
But if everybody's
There was no
crowding
vote.
and try and get pictures of it, whatever. I don't want to see. I don't want to see you crowding a fucking little fire. So please cooperate. If they light a little tiny fire, just don't crowd it. We're all standing in line.
One step back. 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 Back up. One step back.
Back up! Back up, guys! You can get hurt! Back up! Relax. Seriously, back up, guys! Everyone back up!
Nobody step on the fucking fire!
Tactics that are misleading.
Make sure everyone's
I'm so proud of you.
They clearly didn't put gasoline on it. If you're gonna burn it, it's supposed to put gasoline on it.
Right? Activism 101.
This is dangerous. It could burn down your house. To all the children who are watching.
Light your damn hair on fire, you idiot.
Good lesson learned. Activism 101. Don't burn flags. Do stand back. Don't use lighter fluid.
Burn that shit the fuck down! Burn that shit the fuck down!
Any expression of our First Amendment rights helps us. Any expression of our First Amendment rights helps us. This is a First Amendment event. This is a First Amendment expression. The Supreme Court has guaranteed us the right under the First Amendment to burn the American flag.
Burn that shit the fuck down! They hate us! The fuck you doing? They hate us! Protect that rag! I thought it was American. They hate us, my man!
The majority of American flags are made in China, not in America.
Don't do that, man.
It's called charge with terrorism.
They already burned. Where are we together now?
No, that's their flag.
Not being told by free speech people.
Yeah. You see it? Smash the stand!
Only divide people! That is their sole purpose!
Flag divide and conquer!
Burn all flags! Burn the black flags! Question all forms of authority, especially your own!
Burn all flags, people, that's right. But it's not just America. All nation states, the symbols of all nation states is what we decry. We believe there should be no such nationalism. We believe that no piece of cloth should...
What is that? What does us sitting down do? What does us chanting do?
I don't give a damn if they burnt the flag. And over there. Like 5 minutes from here, over there. I don't care. Burn that flag all you want. It doesn't make us look. That's the point. No. We're here to.
We can take it down. We can take it down. We can take it down. We can talk, but.
being done towards the Palestinian people and is causing danger for the Jewish people as well. We lived in Palestine before the state of Israel, and we lived in peace. We can live in peace. We don't even need a state of Israel to protect us.
So you wouldn't mind if it was a two-state solution or even dissolve the state of Israel?
We would prefer to be dissolved totally and have the indigenous population of the land choose their own government, whatever it's going to be.
Do you think that would be okay? What about the people living there now, the Jewish Israelis? Do you think they would have to coexist, or they would have to live in the diaspora for their own safety or for their own comfort?
I strongly believe that the vast majority, at least the vast majority of them, would have no problem to live there once they do admit that the state of Israel is wrong, and they would be ready to rectify and to rethink all what has been done, and they would be willing to give it up and to work towards peace and coexistence.
We're fucking waking up. All you're doing is inciting violence. All you're doing is disrupting the peace. We are here for peaceful protest.
Just respect opinions. If they want to be violent, allow them to do so. We're just talking opinions. Just leave it.
This is a very simple, clear message. It doesn't take that much to understand it. And it's not that difficult. Have this in action. Understand that supporting Palestine is not anti-Semitic. Once people understand that what the state of Israel is doing is not Jewish, it's not supported by all Jews, then people will not be fearful to speak up against these crimes.
Try to attack the guy who had this before.
Oh my God. Right? Right? This is allowed. Let's hear what they're saying.
What they're saying is violence. What they're saying is fucking ridiculous. They're not doing it.
You can't call for violence, though.
Let them do it, because now you guys are becoming the violent party as well. I'm
not being violent. I'm not swinging fists. I'm not attacking.
I understand it. I understand it.
What do you think of Netanyahu then?
Well, Netanyahu is the most wicked person.
I call him Israeli Cheney. Yeah.
Okay.
Dick Cheney. Yeah. He's not a good guy.
And especially when he stands up and insists to call his state a Jewish state, it's really ridiculous and embarrassing to me as a Jewish person.
Yeah, because he had that land for like what, 1,000 years or 2,000 years, and all of a sudden they wanted to make a claim on it, right? And then the British Empire fell, and then they.
Unfortunately, this state is not Jewish. It doesn't reflect the
same bloodlines. Isn't even. I don't even know if it is the same bloodlines, but they say they should have a homeland, which is interesting. But they kind of took it from Palestine, or they made it.
This is a whole story for itself.
You know more.
If we really want to go back to history, and if we want to relate to the land on a scriptural basis. Now, let's go back a step.
Right.
This state of Israel, this movement of Zionism, is using or misusing religious concepts to justify an anti-religious movement. Now, they are claiming religious history to the land in the time that they are going in a total 180-degree contrast to what Judaism teaches and what Judaism is. Now, Israel is officially a secular state. Transforming Judaism from a religion into a political movement, disregarding everything what Judaism stands for, and still insisting to call it a Jewish state, and still insisting to people to believe that it's Judaism giving them the legitimacy to occupy the land, which is a total hypocrisy. Right. And this is truly embarrassing to Jewish people.
I understand that.
Yeah, she can
Free hugs. All right.
I totally
Free hugs,
understand that, but I do see someone saying stop nonviolence and he's marching through the crowd, hitting people. That's not nonviolence. So you cannot say you're doing something and you're not doing it.
I haven't hit a single person.
I didn't say you. I said some of the people over there. I done seen them. Well, one guy in particular, he's just marching through and nonviolence and he's hitting people. That's not nonviolence. Yeah, that's not nonviolence, and that's getting them upset.
Is it part of your understanding of inevitability or prophecy that the Jewish homeland will once again be Israel? Or is that a hope?
Well, this is also a problem with Zionism, that they are transforming and misconstruing basic ideas within Jewish teachings. Yes, there is the idea of the Shona Bobi Yerushalayim coming here in Jerusalem. There is the idea of the ultimate redemption where Jewish people hope for, which is, as far as Jewish teachings, this is a future which is going to be a purely spiritual future, when all mankind will form one bond to be in peace and harmony and serve Almighty God together. Now, this is not about fighting, this is not about occupation, this is about a spiritual, peaceful future. And unfortunately, this whole concept is being transformed into a political, warriors movement of fighting other people and committing all these crimes. It's a total embarrassment.
Excuse me! We all need to recognize the fact that there are ways in which we can be aggressive and yet peaceful at the same time. A protest, if we want change to be effective, we need to do more than just this. This is empowering and inspiring. However, we need to go the extra mile and actively do something against the corrupt political system. Taking that gate down right there is both aggressive and peaceful. We are not hurting anyone. We are helping those and giving those a voice that need to be heard. If we were to take that gate down, lock arms with each other, and sit down in front of those police officers, it would be much more profound than sitting behind a gate.
Yeah, it was a big mistake, and to ever start that country in the first place, probably. It's nice, in one sense, you think it's nice to have a homeland, but it was for the wrong reasons. And what Netanyahu and a lot of people have done to the Palestinians has been pretty atrocious, and people need to know that. So hopefully they can find some way to coexist better. I don't know if that's can happen. Not with somebody like Netanyahu who's not
the only way that will work is simply give up what is wrong. Just stop it. We can very easily South Africa.
Just give the land back to Palestine.
Apartheid South Africa. End it, and people are in peace.
Yeah.
This is exactly what needs to happen. This occupation has to stop, and people will be able to live. They'll work out the way amongst them.
It's like Native Americans coming back in like 1,000 years and saying, hey, that land used to belong to us, so now we want it back, and they're going to start driving. Yeah, in a way, is that a bad analogy?
We can. There's many ways to
I'm trying to, figure it out, because it's a complex issue. Like the sign.
Black lives matter! 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 Black lives matter!
How people are being brutally beaten, guess by whom? By the official police.
Your anti-Zionist comrades, I guess, they're being attacked by
the Israeli government. Yes.
Wow.
Physically attacked. I'm talking about brutality.
So what would it take for an internal dissolution of the Israeli nation state for them to do that on their own?
The leaders have to wake up one day and decide that if they truly want to please God, if they truly want the security of the people, the only solution is going to be to stop this rebellion against God, to stop these violence against other people, and to stop all of this. Very simple.
I just want to thank all of y'all for coming out and showing what true solidarity looks like. Because this is what it's about. When we say true solidarity, that means you found out from a flyer, from your friend, from Facebook, from whatever, that there was a Black Resistance March in Philadelphia. And wherever you were, whatever you came from, whatever you're doing, you were like, I have to be there. And all y'all people are here right now. All these people are here. All these people are here. And that just means a lot. Because it's not about...
Get out of here!
Because it's not about... It's not about stuff that looks fucked up.
Third Street! Feel the burn! 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 Feel the burn!
The police is part of the systemic problem to perpetuate the violence and the corruption and the death of black and brown people. So fuck your Bernie Sanders campaign if that's your mentality.
I'm very happy. It's my honor to be here to protest the stealing of our election. And I'm here from Boston. I'm running for state senate. My name's Tara Fredericks, and I wanted my body to count because my vote obviously didn't. Thank you.
It's not about being distracted about bullshit. It's not about feeling good because you had that really witty fucking Facebook post. It's not about feeling good because you finally unloaded all your white guilt. It's not about feeling good because you think, well, I'm black, but I have enough money, so maybe I'll be safe. No, it's not about any of that shit. This is about solidarity, and this is about what it means when you say Black Lives Matter. And what it means when you say Black Lives Matter is that when a black person is speaking about his experience, you shut the fuck up and listen.
Hey guys, what's with the candles? Oh, it wasn't like some Bernie, like, that's what I thought. I was like some vigil or something. It could be. It should be, maybe.
White police kill innocent black lives. Put them in prisons and jail now, today. This is what we ask for. Justice for all black lives. Because black lives matter.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
The original plan was a candlelight vigil to commemorate the death of democracy.
Because for all these motherfuckers who are upset and mad because now we have Trump 2016, we've been telling you for fucking centuries that this country is racist as shit, and y'all didn't want to believe us. We've been telling you that the cops were killing us, and y'all didn't want to believe us. We were telling you that the legal systems were rigged, and the schools were underfunded, and the houses were being torn down, and y'all didn't want to believe us. And now, when shit hits the fan, now y'all want to come to us and be like, well, I don't want Trump. No, that shit should have happened 40 years ago. That shit should have happened 400 years ago. So when I say this is what real solidarity looks like, this means you don't get to come and be in solidarity because, oh, now I'm at risk. Oh, now I'm worried about me. Oh, now I'm worried about my black friend. No, you should have been worried. You should have been listening. That's what solidarity is. That's listening. When people are saying we're struggling, you listen. You don't make up excuses. You don't look for whatever evidence you can find to dismiss them. You fucking listen. Yes.
We are living in a time that where literally the DNC will break its own rules to go and promote a weak candidate that has a track record of being a extension of the corporate establishment and has a track record as a Secretary of State of being a horrendous warmonger. But the real reasons the Republicans hate her is because she gets away with shit they would love to do.
She bring her down. They bring the whole system down.
She gets away with the weapon sales to Saudi Arabia that do human rights violations internally and abroad. She gets away with helping overthrow a legitimate democracy in Honduras and installing a military coup that destabilized the region. She got away with screwing Haiti, but it's beyond even that. That's the attitude, that arrogance of the Democratic Party.
I want to thank all of y'all for coming out here. Yes, and for supporting us. And I want to thank y'all ahead of time for the work you're going to do in the future to support this movement. Because that's what it's about. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Hillary Clinton. Fuck Bernie Sanders. Fuck Jill Stein. Support the people. Fuck the politicians. Support the people. People for people.
For people.
Support the people.
You also joined Bourbon Supreme's Dank Beef Stash. There's a new Dank Beef Stash, yo! Alright, what happens on your stash? Oh, just fucking dank beans, bro! All your base belong to us. That's all I'm saying. Yes. I appreciate you. Ponies.
We're Jill, not Hill. Because even if she doesn't win, we just get her on the debate stage. We just get her there. That's what we're fighting for. Get her on the debate stage. It'll change the narrative.
These people sat in a circle and sang Kumbaya 100 yards away while their brothers and sisters were being hauled off in handcuffs, and they couldn't even bear witness. I don't expect anybody to come out and fight the cops if they don't want to. I don't expect anybody to rush the gates. I don't expect any of that. What I do want is a show of solidarity for the people who are their brothers and sisters who are getting arrested in peaceful protest. They can't even come out and watch. That's what pisses me off. That's not solidarity. That's abandonment. That pisses me off.
What were they doing to get arrested?
Sitting down.
That's it? Oh, they were just sitting down in a spot?
Yes, it was civil disobedience. It was a peaceful act of civil disobedience.
Okay.
And these guys couldn't even come and watch.
Okay.
That's what
They weren't climbing the gate or anything?
No, they were sitting
just
down.
sitting there?
Just sitting down in an act of civil disobedience.
Okay.
Civil disobedience is generally non-violent act where you either lock arms or you sit down or something like that.
I heard there was people like just climbing over the fence peacefully, but they know they're not supposed to do that.
Well, even
so they
then,
were, right.
Why not?
Watching the people peacefully get arrested. It's the most peaceful arrest I've ever seen. Just climb over the barrier and get zip tied, get escorted down the hallway. And there's all sorts of different people.
Yeah, people from everywhere.
Yeah, I think they want to have more of a cause than that. I guess not. Yeah, especially on the first day. You just got here and now you want to get arrested over something silly.
Right.
But, oh well.
I asked one gentleman why he did it. And he said, why not? As he was getting led off by the police.
He's probably changed his mind now that he's taking a ride in the car now. Like, oh man, I should have waited at least till the last day or something.
I mean, the air conditioning's got to be.
Maybe he doesn't have any hotel accommodations, I guess.
Did it for the accommodations, yeah.
Well, if they want to, but I mean, it's not a good cause to me. But I mean, if they want to, that's up to them. But that's all I was thinking.
That's my point. I don't expect anybody to go into something they don't feel comfortable with, ever.
Right.
Ever.
But if they're just sitting there minding their own business and they're in a perfectly good spot, then yeah, it would be totally bullshit if they took them away.
Well, that's not what civil disobedience is.
Right.
Civil disobedience, as according to Martin Luther King Jr., is an act of nonviolent protest in an effort to either generate attention to a problem or to stop a problem.
So what were they trying to bring it up? What were they?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
They were trying to shut down the subway to prevent the delegates from
they were trying. Well, okay, so they were trying to shut down the subway.
Civil disobedience, though.
I got you, but that's somebody's cause. But does everybody have to join the cause because somebody does?
No.
Was it just?
That's not what I meant.
Okay,
that's not my criticism. My criticism is not that they didn't join in.
Yeah.
My criticism is they didn't bear witness.
Okay.
All they had to do was stand up, stop humming, and turn around. And they couldn't be bothered to do that.
Right.
We did not come to take sides. We came to take over. You gotta own your space. You gotta know you're sovereign. You gotta stop being slaves to the system. Stop allowing the programming and indoctrination, because that's what it is. You've been enslaved, you've been indoctrinated. Weapons of mass distraction. Okay? A lot of this stuff is to distract you, to keep you from owning your space. You gotta know who you are. You gotta know that you are the answer, that the power is with you and in you, and you gotta own your space. You gotta be unafraid and unapologetic. 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 We're all in this together. It's up to us. It's up to us. It's up to us. We are in this together.
My assumption is we're all part of the same group here because we're protesting the coronation of Hillary Clinton. That's I mean, whether or not we're Black Lives Matter or PLA or something like that, we're all here protesting the convention. So when somebody gets arrested, when somebody is taken by the state, held hostage, essentially you're a political prisoner at that point.
Right.
And if these guys over here that are preaching peace, that are preaching peaceful revolution or whatever they want to call it, if they can't even come and watch, that's abandonment. That shows to me that this is a flighty fucking concept. And they think that sitting here and humming is going to stop these billionaires from stealing our elections, from starting. These people are starting wars for profit, and they think humming is going to stop that?
Don't say fuck the police, say help the police, because they tools and slaves too to the system. They are tools and slaves to this system, and they need help. They need help too.
And the thing is, I mean, literally, they're pushing the paramount established candidate against now many people know that was rigged. Well, you knew it was rigged, but now it's a hard fact. It's
proof. You think Putin did it?
No, honestly.
How about if he did it, do you think we should thank him?
Yeah, because, you know, the irony, you know why? Because Putin's a terrible human being. But Clinton has all the mentalities of the Soviet ideology.
Black Lives Matter, and the whites that are on our side matter.
We are in this together. A peaceful revolution. A non-violent revolution.
In a racist system. No good cops in a racist system. No good cops in a racist system.
I do understand that, but how do we make the change? How do we change it? How do we change that is the question. You got to change the system. They all slaves and tools, just like everybody else to a certain degree.
That's how we change it.
Now, we are Congress. We have to understand that people, we are the answer. People are the answer.
Came here for love. We came here for love. Let's go. Came here for love, y'all. Let's bring it.
I'm just so tired of this. If this accomplishes nothing, this makes them feel better. This is
what do you think they should do? If you were
circle jerk.
Right, if you were the leader, what would you do with them?
Probably sit in a circle, hold hands, and go.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and support each other.
We must love each other and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Ashe! 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 Ashe!
Ashe!
What's being portrayed on the media is definitely not what's been going on here. Because I think it's so interesting, like, one of the news channels were posting about how, like, violent, how tensions were down here, and all you can do is hear us singing in the background.
Well,
you know,
and
so
that's why we rushed down here, because it's like, we did hear about some flags being burned. That's not you guys, that's the RevCom people. Pretty sure.
Yeah, we heard about it, so we came over and we're like, dude, we gotta go, like, peaceful
No, it's
presence,
like,
let's be here.
I haven't seen any Bernie people burning flags. You know, I haven't seen it. It's
I feel the burn.
It's the, you know...
Dirty commies. All right, did I say that out loud?
It's more of the communist groups that we see burning flags and, like, you know, attacking police. You don't need violence to fight what's going on right now.
Exactly.
Like, what's going on is extremely messed up, and I think that resonates with most Americans. It's like, you talk about the actual issues, you talk about the emails that have come out, it's like, you have an entire political party. We have a two-party system, and one of those two parties is, exactly, yeah, pretty much. But anyway, the Democrat Party has been rigged from the beginning of this election. You know, they've rigged it for Hillary Clinton. And like I said earlier, I'm not a Bernie supporter, but it still frustrates me to no end, and all my coworkers, that this election's just been stolen. And another thing, the way way they seated people. They seated all
Top
the
four was the Bernie
all the Bernie people, all the states that went Bernie were seated around the top essentially, and all the states that went Hillary were at the bottom.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the river forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
But you see in the mainstream media, you see people at CNN, and MSNBC credentials on cheering for Hillary. It's like, we know where you've been this entire election. You're supporting Hillary Clinton.
We are all in this together. Can we bring it in for a group hug? Can we bring it in for a group hug?
3 breath heart hugs.
Okay, 3 breath heart hugs.
All right.
All right. Demonstration. All right.
People, when they go in for a hug, they go right arm up. So this aligns your spleens. Your heart's to the left. So if you start going to hugs with your left arm up, you say heart hug. So this way your hearts are more aligned when you give a hug.
Okay.
So when you go like this. So the thing is, it takes 20 seconds to release oxytocin. So most people are like, I'm not going to touch a stranger for 30 seconds. But 3 seconds is doable. So we go in for a heart hug. And we're just going to take 3 breaths. That's how you hug a stranger.
Love it.
We are in this together. Yeah. It's up to us. It's up to us. We are in this together. Yeah. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. It's up to us. We are in this together. Yeah. It's up to us. It's up to us. It's up to us.
It's seriously so fun. I go into like a restaurant, anywhere I go, and I'll ask if they hug a stranger. And they'll say no, well, do you want it? If they say yes, you say, do you want it? And if they say no, I don't touch people, or my husband will be upset. But then they still want to know about it. So if just one person goes home and like hugs their loved one that way.
One people, one nation, one tribe. One people, one nation, one family. One people, one nation, one tribe. One people, one nation, one family. One people, one nation, one tribe. One people, one nation, one family. One people, one nation, one tribe. One people, one nation, one family. One people, one nation, one tribe. One people, one nation, one family.
State both your names. My name is Blake Walley, or Blake the Eccentric, Gonzo journalist.
I'm Michael Kostelnik.
Great. Thanks a lot, guys.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.